What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. I hope everybody's doing well, and we're going to run through some recent news. We're going to keep this video short and sweet and play a little catch up, so let me know if I missed anything super relevant. But this upcoming week, we're going to really dive in. I'll probably go over the price charts again this week. Really, the structures haven't changed. There are still assets sitting at lows. Bitcoin, we don't know if it's going to backtest the 8-month EMA like previous cycles, or if we're actually going to draw our next impulse higher. It's really a game of how long are we in this range. Alright, so first up, I saw Ripple share this. Fintechs have a $20 trillion opportunity in crypto custody. So crypto custody we know is going to be a part of the future. We're going to see more staking solutions with banks, more integrations, qualified custodians. All of these things are going to grow, but it does take time. And a fun thing to track for the progress of real-world assets on-chain or real-world assets that have been tokenized on top of these networks is right here, this website. It is app.rwa.xyz. And even since my last video covering this, we can see this number has climbed up. We're at 17.32 billion. And remember that BCG predicts by 2030 a $16 trillion opportunity, and we're at a fraction of that. So whether we hit that, we surpass it, there are trillions of dollars at play. And remember that these tech shifts take time. Think about Amazon 20 years ago or Netflix 20 years ago. People make fun of cloud, they make fun of cell phones, social media, and there's always these new innovations that come out of nowhere. And I think it's the same thing for AI with large language models and even small language models. And I see every single innovation that we're seeing with AI, and we are just getting started, as being a very good thing and a complementary thing for the crypto asset class. So looking at tokenization, we can see some of the different RWAs on-chain today, like commodities, alternative funds, we have stocks, but we're just getting started because treasury bills are very easy to tokenize. We're seeing more companies do this over the past few years because their terms are transparent, there's clear guidelines, it's very straightforward. But this is going to lead to innovations for tokenization of other asset classes that are a bit more opaque but very large, like real estate. I know we're in real estate today, but we still have a long way to go. So point being, because we're going to get back to news before I go on a massive rant and tangent, because I'm not sure people enjoy that, is every innovation we see in RWAs and tokenization, in decentralized identity, talk about AI and DePIN, or even scaling solutions, they have a huge ramification or a rippling effect for other networks. There are some networks that go down a lot, but they're actually pushing what is possible, and it's guiding other networks to build even better solutions for the future so that the crypto space can move further ahead. Anyways, rant's over. I know some of that was not proper English, but oh well. So right here we have 96% of institutions see crypto as a key for attracting new customers. Secure and compliant custody is a must-have for fintechs offering crypto and tokenization services. So there is huge amounts of money in custody, banks are paying attention, we know the amount of fees and transaction banking that some of the largest banks capture today. Crypto is too big to ignore. They're going to be trying to set up their own custody solutions, centralized infrastructure to make money off of, management fees, performance fees, you get it. I know saying this 5 years ago you were a nut job and you were just over speculating, but I don't think you can really deny it at this point today. And just like I referenced, and this goes for the entire crypto space, those that rise from the ashes and succeed, even new networks that launch in the future, we can see, with 10% of global assets forecasted to be digital by 2030. And this URL actually takes you directly to northerntrust.com, where you can click read more down here and actually open up this paper, Beyond Asset Tokenization, the Evolving Role of Asset Servicing. So the authors of this are directly from HSBC and Northern Trust, discussing the current state of DLT, blockchain, tokenization, and all of these benefits, and the rise of new asset classes, specifically because new asset classes give rise to new business models. And this is a good read for anybody interested discussing these asset classes, multi-layered assets, tokenization, and everything that goes with it under this tokenization engine for providing liquidity. We have investors, custody with custodians. At this point in my mind, and believe whatever you want, it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. And just like all the FUD we've seen, and I get market sentiment when you see price action and anything crash or do nothing, that is just part of any asset class, especially crypto, the Wild West. There is tons of manipulation, but there are these liquidity cycles that take place. And yes, there is a place for public networks in the future. There are pros and cons between public, private, and hybrid. Alright, let's go through a few more things for XRP. We're going to go through HBAR, including the Boeing news, and then we're going to go through more assets in the future. So right here, we've seen this before with Archax's use of the XRP ledger connecting to Aberdeen's multi-billion-dollar liquidity fund. So this is a money market fund. So the currency they have is 3.8 billion British pounds, but this is still over, I believe, like 4 billion, almost 5 billion US dollars. And they link these previous blogs that I think we may have gone over in the past, or at the very least you guys have seen around. And down here, this actually says, this represents the first tokenized money market fund on the XRPL. We have for real estate, companies like Housebit and Realty cater to real estate investors seeking to broaden their portfolios through fractional ownership. So on housebit.com, we can see we can launch the app and it says powered by Polygon. So I don't know if there are any direct ties to the XRP ledger, but this is another example of getting in real estate. And of course, there are still regulatory hurdles with these regulatory frameworks, but we're seeing more frameworks being formed. I'm really hoping that this administration is a very good thing for the crypto asset class, especially with the new SEC chair. I don't think anybody could be worse than Gary, but we'll find out. I'm confident, at least this cycle. Maybe I'm biased because of price action, but based on everything I'm seeing, I think it's going to be much more positive. I'm always thinking about worst case scenarios for personal expectations, and I'm just hoping that world leaders, even the president, launching these meme coins don't end badly, because people, once again, just like SPF, are going to say it's crypto's fault, but at the end of the day, it's people. All right, next up, so I saw this come out yesterday, shared by Hedera. So as of yesterday, February 14th, we have Boeing will conclude its tenure on the Hedera Council after more than 4 years. We extend our sincere appreciation for their valuable industry insights and contributions to the Hedera network governance. So, they are leaving. We've seen groups leave before, and I know some people might see this as a bad thing. Could it be? Possibly. But if you do have Hedera Governing Council members that are not actively contributing, they shouldn't be on the council. I know that big names like this look good and it's impressive, but I would much rather have a smaller company that's really doing things. I do remember Kevin O'Leary or Mr. Wonderful a few years ago talking about Boeing and Hedera and what they're doing for tracking, but I can't remember the specifics and I never really saw anything tangible. There might have been big things, I just didn't see anything, so please let me know. And as we scroll down, we can see Hedera says, this transition reflects the evolving leadership of the Hedera Council. We look forward to welcoming new members who will shape Hedera's future. So looking at Hedera's governing council today, there are still plenty of heavy hitters including Google, IBM, LG, Dell, etc. And we did lose Boeing, so I'm curious which new companies are going to take these open slots because there's still plenty available, and which companies we could see potentially leave in the future. Because what we want are companies that join the council and add value, improve infrastructure, build dApps, etc. And getting a really big name on this council would be a great thing. I wouldn't complain if it were Nvidia, Intel, Apple, Amazon, something massive. And that would establish legitimacy, it would capture a lot of attention. But what's more important, I think, at least than getting a big name, is getting users, or governing council members, I should say, actively building tools. I'm also interested to keep tabs on the Nvidia and Intel news with verifiable compute with Hedera that we went over this year. The thing about Hedera, really since inception, is its governance model. You have some people that like it and support the idea for enterprise adoption, and you have other people that hate it. So some people might not like it and say, hey, all these major corporations controlling decision making, no thanks, the power is concentrated, there's no community-driven governance model, etc. And then others, even the council members, might like it because it's more stable, it could be seen as more legitimate if you trust these companies, that is, but they have their low fixed fees and it's extremely energy efficient. When you compare Hedera's Hashgraph with extremely high throughput and fast finality, it is just significantly faster than many chains out there. But other people might argue and say, hey, there's a huge reliance on permission nodes, no thanks. To each their own. I really like Hedera, I think they have huge connections, and I think they're just getting started for the future. Just like any market, even Hedera, after drawing a massive wave over 800%, is pulling back. You might see people calling it a scam or sharing their concerns, which could be valid. But I just remember every single bear market, even HBAR, and there are reasons that people get frustrated besides price action, but when HBAR was at 5 cents doing nothing in accumulation for hundreds of days, people are very frustrated. They call everything a scam. Just like XRP when it was 11-12 cents in March 2020, it pops over $3, people are excited, pulls back now, it's a scam all over again. Just watching prices fluctuate like crazy for a variety of assets over multiple cycles, you definitely kind of calm down and really just get used to it. I do want to watch this interview of Duncan, so he is on the board for Hedera. I know he used to be at Aberdeen, so I'm curious if he's just entirely at 21 shares. What's interesting about having a new role at 21 shares as a board member for Hedera could be a good thing for HBAR. So we know that 21 shares has a live ETP for XRP. Last time we went over it, I believe its AUM was over $500 million. You can just Google 21 shares XRP ETP. And I know for a fact that 21 shares did file for an XRP spot ETF in the US. So I'm curious if there's been anything for HBAR. I have to check, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 21 shares filing for an HBAR spot ETF in the future. And last but not least, we have right here Hederacon taking place in Denver on the 25th. So we can see some big names down below with Deloitte, we have Centrifuge, Red Swan for real estate, and they're discussing why the RWA or real world asset megatrend isn't stopping anytime soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been going through some health issues lately. I had some trouble with breathing and overall just my central nervous system, so trying to feel like a human again. I'll explain it more in the future when I actually understand what's going on, but thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thank you to all that hit the like button, and I will catch you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.